Today marks 1339 days and lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. And I hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and will empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I was listening a short video by Alex Hormozy, and I really loved what he said. And what he said at some point, I said, fuck that happiness. That's such a powerful statement. I think that in life we are really programmed to believe that that's what we're supposed to seek. That's what we're supposed to really pursue. And there's even a movie, Pursuit of Happiness. But I think that the pursuit of happiness is actually that the person didn't pursue the happiness. He pursued the meaning. They pursued, they're taking care of his child. I think that that's exactly we get lost what we pursue. And I love what Alex Ramones said is that at some point he said that I gave up on happiness because I said that I will do stuff. And when I will do stuff, then after a while you start to realize that you feel joyful, blissful, but maybe not happy. And I think that there's so many great leaders that I really admire who says that happiness sometimes brings mediocrity. So what that means, okay, what really brings vision, purpose, meaning, fulfillment, joy, bliss, those higher level of emotions, feelings, and really, I think that we need to reflect that because I was pursuing happiness, and I think that's one thing that is that what I found is that sometimes okay, I said that okay, I don't need to pursue happiness, but I still wanted happiness, and I think that I'm in life at that point that really happiness is not the most important thing anymore. I was able to really to say that okay, like I'm able to dedicate my life to the things that really means something to me. So today I really want to speak about really the most important reflection points regarding happiness and what we're able to remove. So I think that happiness is alignment, not achievement. So this is the first point that I really want to mention that happiness is alignment, not achievement. So I think that when you potentially could achieve something, but not feel good about it because you achieve something that is out of your alignment. So, like when you think about really pursuing something that you want to pursue, that is in your heart, this is your dream, this is your goal, this is your vision, even though that you didn't achieve it yet, but you're pursuing that is very important for you, you will feel much better than being in a career that you're getting some kind of results, but you actually don't get anything out of it. For example, I've been in a pretty decent career and a lot of people saw me as success in that field. But because it was not in my heart to pursue that career, I was feeling that I'm failing because I was living outside of my alignment. So that happiness is alignment. Alignment based on your values, on your beliefs, on your roles that you want to live in. So what is alignment for you? And of course, being able to understand it. Because if you have no idea what alignments mean, what values you have, what kind of roles you want to live in, what kind of character you want to build, of course, the first step at that moment would be have awareness, reflect and have awareness. What is alignment? And then, of course, sometimes when you do not know what is alignment, you are not able to really achieve success. Rather than pursue happiness, pursue awareness. I think that's again the first step that we need to really pursue. Second thing I think that we need to really include in happiness is include our shadows, include our weakness, include our imperfections. I think sometimes we want to really remove a lot of things outside of us, the part that we do not like. But I think that when we really want to be truly happy, number one reason that sometimes we feel unhappy because we do not like something about ourselves. But there will always be something that we do not like about ourselves. There's a lot of parts that we potentially could like, love, be able to nurture them. But I think that I really love the saying that you do not nurture something that you do not like or even hate. So if you hate some parts of yourself, if you don't like parts of yourself, that means you do not nurture yourself and you neglect some parts of yourself. It's very hard to be happy when parts of you are neglected. So that's why it's very important for happiness itself to include all of you rather than just a part that you like or love. And I think that we need to really have that unconditional love. We need to give to others unconditional love, but you need to give that unconditional love to yourself as well. You have massive high standards, but unconditional love as well. No conditions to love yourself. No conditions to love yourself. You are worthy and enough, no matter what you do, And I think that's a very, very important lesson to learn. Not easy. It's very simple to say it, but it's not easy. Third thing that I want to mention is that happiness grows from responsibility. I really love this word, responsibility. And I think and probably I've heard it. Respond with ability. Respond with ability is responsibility. So that means that you have ability to respond in a lot of different areas in your life, in other people's lives. So that means the more responsibility you have, that means you have the more ability you have to stand up for what's right. I think that when you stand up for what's right in everything in life, you're able to be happy, joyful, blissful, and feel the meaning of living. I think it's so important to respond with ability. But then if you respond with ability, so what that means that there's two words, respond and ability. And looking to the second word, ability, that means we need to develop ourselves, to grow ourselves, improve ourselves, that we can have ability to respond. But respond is the core of that respond. What is that? What is the core of respond? Showing up. Showing up for yourself, for showing up for others. And I think that showing up for others especially is true happiness. So that's why responsibility, showing up with ability, with skill set, is able to have that meaning and pursue that vision that we potentially have set for ourselves. And again, as the first step is really being able to understand what is that vision that you want to pursue. And that's of course when you know that, now we're able to pursue that meaning. Number 4 is that happiness is a spiritual experience. I think that this is a beautiful thing because material things could bring short-term happiness. But this is the thing that we're not supposed to pursue, short-term happiness. What we're supposed to pursue is a long-term fulfillment. I truly believe that. So when you think about pursuing something, when we want to get something, we're able to ask, is that will bring short-term pleasure, short-term happiness, or will that long-term fulfillment? Because the actions that we'll take for one and for another might be so different. So there's like almost two trains going different directions. So short-term pleasure going one direction, long-term fulfillment goes another direction. Of course, sometimes it's nice to have that short-term pleasure. That's not bad, but I think that when we're taking 100% actions towards the short term and we neglect the long term, at some point we build a couple, it's like so we are so far away from long-term fulfillment. So that means that okay, let's do like 90-10%. So 90% of the time I'll move on the long term, and 10% just for maybe for rest, for recharge, just to see that it is possible to achieve. Of course, I don't say this is bad, but the thing that is important is that some kind of balance that works for you specifically. And a spiritual experience, what I mentioned, is that sometimes sitting in silence brings much more joy than hustling to pursue some short-term pleasure. Sitting in silence sometimes is much better to really attract that presence, mindfulness into your life. Do you have that spiritual experience? Number 5 is happiness is returning home. And what it means is that returning to your true authentic self. I think when we're pursuing something, we're pursuing achievements, sometimes we're pursuing that for external validations. And it means that we're putting the masks that the universe, the world, asks us to put on ourselves that really to pursue that happiness of achievement. And I think that sometimes it's just the most important part is just returning home to inner world. Rather than pursuing the external world, that's okay, let's get back home to authentic you. What matters for you? What matters for me? I think that's very, very important to really get back to your home identity, who you are as a person, and who you want to become. I think that is very, very important, but pursuing really something, meaning, purpose, vision. The number one thing is that you're understanding who you want to become. Second thing is who you are right now. And then third is we need to understand what the gap is here and how we need to really fill that gap. And I think that one of the beautiful things is that filling that gap is a massive happiness. Because every single day when you really take action and you know that you're filling the gap and you maybe fill just a little bit, just a millimeter, you are happy with your day because you inched forward. One of my favorite, hands down, one of my favorite quotes is that if you're not able to fly, then walk. If you're not able to walk, then run. If you're not able to fly, then run. If you're not able to run, then walk. If you're not able to walk, then crawl. Just keep moving forward. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quote. I think that's exactly as with happiness. So when you have that vision of yourself, who you want to become, for the things that he will be able to do, and who you are right now, and with the things that you're able to do now, and there's a gap, and then be able to fill that gap. That is true happiness. At least for me. At least for me, because I know that I did something today that moved the needle forward. That's true meaning. And I think that in that vision is all about supposed to be about serving and adding value to people. And when you know that you are closer to that, and you're serving potentially in that gap, serving other people at the same in the same journey, I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I hope that you reflect. There's more things, of course. I just scratched the surface how big the topic is, happiness and really meaning and fulfillment and purpose. The things that how we're supposed to change our mindsets, and I'm on the same page as Alex Hormoise that really fuck that happiness. What is important? There's more important things than happiness, and I really want to really do stuff. As Alex Hormoise, like I will do stuff. I will do stuff, and that's exactly where I am. I better do stuff. I really don't pursue habits right now. I just want to really do stuff, and after a while, I will see where that leads. But I just want to do stuff, and that's the only thing that I want to do right now into my life. So I hope you tune in and see you tomorrow.